Do you guys remember where I ended up leading off?
Nope.
Okay, I'll just kind of go through it real quick again. So, here I started off by trying to parse some JSON from just a string. So I just made a string with valid JSON in it. And then I'm not sure why you have to do this, but I encode it into UTF-8.
Oh yeah, that was my question.
Oh, okay, yeah. I will look that up. Okay. And then
did you get that working?
I never got that working.
Oh,
either,
okay.
so it always catches on that error, but it never displays it. So I don't know. So then, right here, you create a guard, and then I'm assigning this value JSON data, and it's any object. And so to parse it, then I create a try statement. And so what you want to do is NS JSON serialization, then JSON object with data. Then you pass in the data string. Then you want to do reading NS JSON reading options. And then this is an option you can add to that is mutable containers, which allows the object to change, okay? And then, I basically just printed out. So then here's kind of a nasty example I did. I just, run. Sorry. Okay. Let me get back. I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. There we go. So here's the nasty example. And here I think I just, I just left off a bracket, did the same thing. And, as you can see, it just doesn't like it, throws an exception up here somewhere. Right here, unexpected in the file during JSON parse. Okay. And then the next thing I did is I wanted to parse them from a URL, an API, which would be more common than what you want to be doing. So I did a NS URL right here. And there's a lot of examples. You see like people they create sessions and blah, blah, blah. Sorry. They create sessions and other things and stuff to do HTTP requests. But I found out that all you really need is an NS URL. So, I thought that's really simple. And so I just put in the URL right here. Right now I'm just pulling it from some GitHub user repos. And I think the connection, they make it be HTTPS now. You can't just do an HTTP request.
So everything has to be HTTPS?
Yeah, I think there's a setting you can change to override that, but they're trying to be secure. And then what you want to do is you want to turn into an NS data object. So I parse it, the contents of the URL, and so that pulls all the contents down of the URL and makes a data object. And then I just do the same thing, do data. The only difference is I have to unwrap it here, and then I do the exact same thing. And so as you can see right here, this is all the JSON data that I pulled from the.
Oh, those aren't errors.
Yeah, not errors. That's
data.
That is the data. It's a lot of data. So, yeah. So, yeah. And then what I did is I tried to do stringify. And so this one's a little confusing, and this is something I might kind of trip you up, is so I have this dictionary, right? But this is just an array. And so when you want to stringify, you have to do this method, and it's JSON serialization is valid JSON object. Otherwise, if it's not a valid JSON object, it throws all these errors. So this right here will detect if it's a valid JSON object or not. And if not, then it just kicks out. So, and then here's the other part that might trip you up is, so when you're creating a JSON string, is first you do this NS JSON serialization, and most people show on the internet JSON object with data. Okay, and they do this, and that's wrong. It's confusing because it's data with JSON object, so it's kind of flipped. So you want to use this one instead of this one, and then it's kind of the same things. You put in the data, you put in the options. Right here you can do JSON writing options, and you can do just the raw value. So if you look right here, I'm trying to get through. Sorry, the API has a lot of stuff. Okay. Wow. I didn't think it was that long. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So, and this is kind of how it prints out, just the raw value in that. But then, and then to turn into a string, I just call the NSString, and I just throw in the data I encoded to NSUTF-8. And then out there, you have a string. And then here's another cool thing. So the NSJSON object writing options, it has, instead of raw value, you can do .prettyprint, and this will print it out nice for you, so you can see. Which
I like pretty.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And then I just tried it, doing it with a dictionary, and then I did it with an object, and this was interesting. So I tried it with different things. So I tried it with an object first, and then I tried it with a strut down here. So the strut just produces a compiler because it's not a valid JSON object. Okay. But here, this is kind of tricky. An object will go through, it just doesn't stringify. It doesn't do anything, as you can see here.
And you can't serialize a Swift object to be JSON.
Yeah, and so as I was talking, I posted a link in Slack, and in it, the guy's like, you can do here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Maybe I closed it. Well, I posted in Slack, but he basically said. Oh, I took it out right here. He said valid JSON elements are dictionaries, array, strings, numbers, booleans, and null. So you can't do anything else out of that. So, but it's interesting. A strut will throw a compile error, but
an object won't.
An object won't. It'll just not do it. And then, yeah, and so I tried to do it with an optional too, but that doesn't. Since it won't do objects, it won't do. And then here's something interesting right here. I tried to do it with optionals. So I have an array of optionals. So I put nil here, and this throws a compiler. And same with the dictionary. And the reason why is if you look at right here, the data with JSON object, we hold down Alt and we click it, we look at the function, it doesn't take an optional object, any object optional. So it just takes any object, so you can't do optionals, and it must have a value. So it must not be nil. So that's kind of what I've learned on JSON. So any questions?
I don't think I have any right
Okay.
So what is the serialization? What does that do?
NSJSON serialization?
Yeah.
I think it's just the main function you use to go from JSON to not. So that's kind of like the bridge between, all right, this is just a JSON string, and then we're creating an object. So you use that. So I don't think you can just do anything with it else. You have to pass it methods. You have to pass it with either, you have to do this one right here, the JSON object with data, and that will make it set up for you're taking JSON data, making an object, and then the other one, data with JSON object, is you're taking the object and you're making a JSON string. So I think this is just, if we click here, it's just a bridge, it's the top level. Objects are here, yeah. Objects may be converted through that. So to convert JSON to the foundation on it, yeah, see, it's tried what I tried to explain. It's just kind of the bridge to do it, and so then you use the methods inside of it to do what you want. So
okay, cool.
Okay.
Cool. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. All right. And then I'm just going to show you guys real quick what I've been doing. So, operator overloading. So let's screen share. Operators.swift. Okay. Then let me see, is this doing the right one? Okay, yeah. So to start out, first I just wanted to override an operator, and I spelled that wrong. Writing. I think that's right. Okay, sorry, that's bugging me. And so I wanted to do something just, that would be practical for me to use. So what I did was here, I have this card strut, okay, and in it takes a rank and a suit. And so the rank's just a numeric value. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 13. And the suit, I just created an enum, and it's like, these are the possible values for the suit. So it's a spade, a heart, a club. And so then what I did is I just created the plus operator so I can add two cards together. And so I add a card on the left and a card on the right, and then it just returns an int value here. And so I just go the left rank and the right rank of the strut, and I add them together and I return it. And then I kind of did the same thing with a minus, except for I made it so the card can't ever go below 0 the value. Just, I don't know, just for fun. So yeah.
Negative cards.
And so then if we look here, I'll just run it. Oh, I need to stop this. Sorry. Okay, stop run. What's going on? Run. There we go. All right. So, these first three is what I'm playing with. So first I create a new card for my strat. So I create Jack of Hearts or the 3 of Hearts. I give it its rank and its suit. And then I minus the cards from each other. So different ways, and these are the values. See, it doesn't go below 0. And so that's overriding it. And so then what I did next is I created my own operator. So you can do prefix, infix, and postfix. And do you guys know the difference between all that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So I just created an infix operator and just did this squiggly up thing. Yeah. It looked kind of cool though. So yeah. And so then what this operator does, it basically is just a power function. So it's just raising something to the power. So I'm raising things to the power without doing any multiplication. And so, here's my function to do that. It just uses 2 nested loops. It returns the power function. So if we go back, it takes the base and the power, and we go back here, I can just do print 3, and it raises that to the power. And you can even check it. It works. Okay. 3 raised to the 4th power. I got the algorithm right. Pretty proud of myself for that. No multiplication. Okay. And so I can do that thing. And so then right here, here's one I'm working on. Is I create this other one in squiggly. This right here. And with with infix operators, you have to first declare what the operator is. Then you can create functions that operator uses. And so if you're just going to override, you just use the function and do something that's already been done. But if you're going to create something new, you can just create your function. So, and then it has these 2 things: associativity and precedence. So precedence, it's like the order of operations. So it's like what it beats what in the precedence. So it's like right now, this will do this before anything. And then I think associated is like how it assigns it. So,
So
left
one
or
is
right.
the greatest.
One's the greatest. So that's the greatest precedence. And so then, so we see here, it's supposed to take the left plus the right and times back to the left. So it does something crazy. So yeah, so I was just kind of messing around. And so then we can go right here. And so we can do print. And I don't know, let's do 10, squiggly up, squiggly 4. And
Craziness.
the craziness begin. Let's see. And that's the answer. It's 140. So yeah, so I don't know. It's just I don't know why you'd ever do that, but that's kind of stupid. So
You can.
but you can. That's
The important.
that's the important thing is you can. So
If you can do it, you should.
yeah. If you can do it, you should. All right. But yeah, that's all I have. That's awesome.
Thanks for sharing, Kristen. I'm kind of curious while we're here. I kind of want to look at